Krishna. How are you? Hi आलम, कैसे हो आप? मैं ऑडिट से स्टार्ट करूँगी। हाय अजिंक्य, हाउ आर यू? मैं अच्छी हूँ। वैसे अभी तक जो मैं पढ़ रही थी सो मैंने ऑडिट रिपोर्ट स्टार्ट करा था, सो मैं वहीं से कंटिन्यू करूँगी। आप लोग क्या स्टार्ट करने वाले हो? आलम, राइट नाउ आई एम सो कंफ्यूज्ड कि मैं बोथ ग्रुप के लिए जाऊँ या ग्रुप 2 के लिए जाऊँ। ग्रेट कृष्णा, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। आशीष, आई एम इन CA intermediate. एक्चुअली मेरा लैपटॉप अभी चार्ज नहीं था, सो मुझे चार्ज करने के लिए यहाँ पे स्विच करना पड़ा। ये थोड़ा सा चार्ज हो जाए देन मैं चेंज कर लूँगी दूसरे टेबल पर, जिससे थोड़ी सी लाइटिंग इशू है वो ठीक हो जाए, क्योंकि सामने से लाइट आ रही है तो वो इशू हो रहा है आई गेस। मेरी आवाज़ ठीक है? ओके, लेकिन जिसके लिए भी जाओ या इसीलिए आई एम कंफ्यूज कि एक ही पे अच्छी कमांड कर लूँ एंड दोनों के लिए जाके अटक ना जाऊँ कि अकेले जा रही हूँ एंड कोई भी अच्छे से ना हो। इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा अभी कंफ्यूज हूँ। बाकी आने वाला है एग्ज़ाम फॉर्म भी, तब तो कन्फ्यूजन दूर करनी है जैसे भी कैसे। तो ठीक है, तब देखते हैं। सो आई एम स्टार्टिंग विद चैप्टर 8 ऑडिट रिपोर्ट। चैप्टर रीड्स करूँगी मैं, मतलब ऑडिट का, क्योंकि मैं सेल्फ स्टडी से ही कर रही हूँ। नहीं आशुतोष, मैं सेल्फ स्टडी से कर रही हूँ। एंड सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए कौन सी यूट्यूब चैनल मुझे हेल्प करे वो मैं शेयर करने वाली हूँ बहुत जल्द। कल और परसों तक मैं शेयर कर दूँगी मोस्ट प्रोबेबली। क्लासेस मैंने नहीं लिए हैं। ओके, अब 1 आवर के बाद मिलते हैं, तब लेंगे ब्रेक। तब तक लेट्स स्टार्ट। हाँ आलम, PW से ले सकते हैं, बट राइट नाउ अभी थोड़ा सा सिचुएशन वाइज आई एम गोइंग विद सेल्फ स्टडी। एंड आप लोग ले सकते हो PW से क्लासेस, मैंने शेयर भी करा था। सुंदर का बहुत टाइम से प्लान था, बट अभी कुछ टाइम पहले, मतलब 29 को ही मैं आई हूँ शिखर जी से। इफ़ यू नो, आप में से कोई जैन है तो आप लोग जानते होंगे शिखर जी के बारे में। सो आई वॉज ऑन अ ट्रिप, 1 वीक ट्रिप थी वो, शिखर जी के आसपास के, मतलब तीर्थ की यात्रा बोल सकते हो आप। सो अब आई एम फीलिंग सो ब्लेस्ड एंड बेटर। सो अब कंटिन्यू करेंगे अच्छे और ज़्यादा एंथुजियाज्म के साथ। सो एक ब्रेक चाहिए था और एक थोड़ा सा इन्वायरमेंट चेंज चाहिए था. सो आई हैड अ ग्रेट ट्रिप. शिखर जी की यात्रा, इफ़ यू नो, आप जैनिज्म को जानते हो तो बहुत ज़्यादा मानते हैं शिखर जी को. सो वहाँ की यात्रा डन. एंड अब हम स्टार्ट करेंगे पूरी एकदम लगन के साथ. सो आई ट्राई कि रोज़ हम कर पाए स्टडी विद मी सेशन, दिन में कभी भी. मैं ठीक हूँ सुंदर का, आई एम बेटर. यश, आई विल शेयर, बट राइट नाउ मैं बुक से मॉड्यूल से रीडिंग करूँगी चैप्टर की. ठीक है. अब हम मिलते हैं लाइक अभी 2:07 हो रहे हैं ना, हम 3:05 पे मिलते हैं. ओह माय गॉड सुंदर का, आपको याद है ये चीज़. आई एम सो ग्लैड कि आपको याद है ये चीज़. हाँ, ये रह गई थी पिछली बार. अब और पॉसिबल भी नहीं है अब से फैमिली ट्रिप होना, बट कोई नहीं, जैसे भी था. देख द दर्शन, अच्छे हुए दर्शन. ओके आलम, ठीक है. या पढ़ाई स्टार्ट करते हैं अब. मैं थोड़ा सा कैमरा टिल्ट कर देती हूँ जिससे लैपटॉप का, बट आई गेस दिखेगा नहीं लाइटिंग की वजह से लैपटॉप. सो नो इशू. आशुतोष, मैं पक्का डेफिनेटली शेयर करने वाली हूँ आप लोगों के साथ पूरा रिवीजन लेक्चर. आपको बहुत हेल्प हो जाएगी उससे, बट अभी नहीं कर रही हूँ. उसके थोड़ा सा वेट करो, मैं डायरेक्ट यूट्यूब पे ही शेयर करती हूँ उसको सबके साथ. ठीक है, अभी स्टार्ट करते हैं ऑडिट के साथ. ओके, ठीक है. 3 बजे मिलते हैं.
आदि ये अभी कल जो आया ना, जो खाली वो तो नानी का और उसका नंबर नाम भी है, नानी के नंबर अभी नाम भी लिखवाया है. नहीं एड्रेस वाला जो पंगा पड़ रहा है हाँ वो दे दो ये कागज चाहिए वो कह रहा है कागज लेके आ रहे हो सोना आंटी हमें भेज देगा अशोक आंटी का ये मैं लाइन के भैया ये भेज दो आंटी को, ये नंबर नहीं भेज दो। महक से पूछो मम्मी आ गई क्या? छोटे दोनों काम है, जाना फिर काम। आधार कार्ड ढूंढ लो, जरूरत तो पड़ेगी। कहाँ आधार कार्ड बनाते हैं?
signature place date. Big of an independent auditor, beautiful independent auditor, not uncommon, and received this program. The reporting segment.
कागज दे दो, कागज नाम ले लो, हाथ कॉपी नाम ले लो, फोटो कॉपी नहीं होती कभी। ये नया फोटो भी ना
Responsibility of management, responsibility of auditor, location, applicable signature, please state, title, accuracy, audio opinion, basis of opinion, going concern, CAM, other confirmation, responsibility of management, responsibility of auditor, location, address, reporting responsibility, signature, place, date. The title holder shall have title clearly indicated. It is a report of an independent auditor. Independent auditor reviews destination generated report from report issued by others. Address images code and auditor shall be addressed as appropriate based on circumstances management. Law regulation of the terms of engagement is specified to whom the order report to whom the report is to be addressed. The order report is normally addressed to those for whom the report is prepared. नॉर्मल यूज़ करी जाती है जिसके लिए बनाई जाती है Often either to shareholder or to those charged with governance of an entity whose financial statements have been audited. In case of a company, the report is addressed to the shareholder of the company. Decision one. This is Smart and Associates, which is Holding Limited. How will the author address the audit report and financial statement? Also give a title of financial statement, title and independent auditor report, and then they limit the number of partners needed to the number of partners needed. Return International is a partnership firm and expert of targets. The partners of the firm are HRI issues. Explain how the statutory audit of the firm will explain the audit report. The process report to the independent audit report to partners of HR International. To partners of a partnership firm. यहाँ पे आएगी partnership firm author's opinion. Although opinion the first section audit report का जिसके नाम का opinion mention है इसकी heading है कि opinion. जो opinion section है audit report का उसके अंदर ये सारी चीजें हैं. Policies which specify the date or period covered by each financial statement comprising the financial statement. Identify state, identify reference, specify. Identify the entity whose financial statement has been audited. State that the financial statement has been audited. Identify the title of each statement comprising the financial statement. Refer to the notes including the summary of significant accounting policies and specify the date or period covered by each financial statement comprising the financial statements. Unverified opinion. When expressing unverified opinion on financial statement, the auditor opinion should unless otherwise regulated by law or regulation use one of the following phrase which regards the regarded account. In our opinion, the account in our opinion, the accompanying financial statement presently fairly in all material respects. All material respects that in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Yeah, in our opinion, accompanying financial statement give a true and fair view of in accordance with the applicable financial reporting statement. The phrase present fairly in all respect and the truthfulness are related to the equivalent. Auditor express an unmodified opinion. It is not appropriate to use phrases such as with the foregoing explanation or subject to in relation to the opinion as these suggest a conditional opinion or a weakening or modification of opinion. With the foregoing explanation as subject to is limited. Mrs. Amitabh and Associates are the statutory auditor of Clinton Limited, which is a company engaged in the business of manufacturing of pen drives. The auditor has started drafting the audit report for the financial statement on 21-22. See, Amitabh, the arrangement partner, is of view that the financial statements of Ringstone लिमिटेड रिप्रेजेंट्स आवर टू एंड फेयर व्यू की द ड्राफ्ट के ड्राफ्ट करना है हमको अनमोडिफाइड ओपिनियन का अनमोडिफाइड opinion. We have audit. We have audited the financial statement of Kingston Limited, which comprise the balance sheet as at 31st November 22 and the statement of profit and loss and a note or to the financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, and to the best of our information, and according to the explanation given to us, the aforesaid financial statement gave the information required by the Act in the manner so required and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India of the state of affairs of the company as at 31st March 2022 and a profit and loss for the year ending on that date. We have audited पहले बताया आइडेंटिफाई करना था आइडेंटिफाई द एंटिटी हुज फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट बी ऑडिटेड तो वो हमने आइडेंटिफाई करना उसके बाद बताया था कि स्टेट दैट द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट हैव बीन ऑडिटेड उसके लिए बताया कि वी हैव ऑडिटेड द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ रेन लिमिटेड विच कंप्राइज उसके बाद हमको बताना था identify the title of each statement comprising the financial statement. we have conducted an audit in accordance with the standards of auditing specified under 14310 of the Companies Act 2013. इसका अपनी responsibilities बतानी है, बुक पे लिखिए. Our responsibilities under the uh, our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of a report. उसका कहना है कि हम इंडिपेंडेंट हैं. थर्ड पॉइंट इज कि इंक्लूड अ स्टेटमेंट दैट ऑर्डर इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द एंटिटी इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द रेलेवेंट एथिकल रिक्वायरमेंट. ठीक है, तो यहाँ तक मतलब we are independent of the company in accordance with the Code of Ethics issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statement under the provision of the Companies Act 2013. Under rules there under. Okay. And we have fulfilled other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and the code of ethics. And at last हमको बताना जो evidence हमको मिले हुए हैं वो appropriate है. Auditor believes that the audit evidence जो है वो obtained जो है वो sufficient or appropriate to provide a basis for the auditor's opinion. So we believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis of opinion. चार पॉइंट्स में आपको ये कंप्लीट करना है. अब बताते हैं गोइंग कंसर्न की, जो कि हम पढ़ने वाले हैं 570 के अंदर. Under a going concern basis of accounting, the financial statements are prepared on the assumption that the entity is a going concern and will continue its operation for a foreseeable future. General purpose financial statements are prepared using the going concern basis of accounting unless management either intends to liquidate the entity or to cease operations or has no realistic alternative but to do so. When the use of going concern basis of accounting is appropriate, assets and liabilities are recorded on the basis that the entity will be able to realize its assets and discharge its liabilities in the normal course of business. The auditor shall evaluate whether sufficient appropriate audit evidence has been obtained regarding and shall conclude on the appropriateness of management's use of going concern basis of accounting in the preparation of financial statement. Based on the audit evidence obtained, the auditor shall conclude whether in the audit judgment of material uncertainty exists related to events or conditions that individually or collectively may cause significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as a going concern. A material uncertainty exists when the magnitude of its potential impact and likelihood of occurrence is such that in the auditor's judgment appropriate disclosure of the nature and implications of the uncertainty is necessary. In case of a fair presentation financial reporting statement framework, the fair presentation is of the financial statement or the case of a compliance framework, the financial statements are not to be misleading. देन अब है कि ऑडिट मैटर्स जिस जो हम पढ़ेंगे ऐसे 701. For audit of complete sets of general purpose financial statements of listed entities, the auditor shall communicate key audit matters in the report, auditor's report in accordance with SS 701. When the auditor is otherwise required by law or regulation or decides to communicate key audit matters in the audit report, the auditor shall do so in accordance with SS 701. Law or regulations may require communication. of key audit matters for audits of entities other than listed entities. For example, entities are characterized as such law or regulation as public interest entities. The auditor may also decide to communicate key audit matters for other entities, including those that may be significant for public interest. For example, because they have a large number and wide range of stakeholders, the consideration considering the nature and size of business. Example of such entity may include financial statements such as banks, insurance companies, and pension funds, and other entities such as charitable institutions. And about other information, we will study in SA 720 responsibility of financial statement. Responsibility of financial statement is basically means the responsibility of management for the financial statement. And management responsibility is to prepare the financial statement in accordance with the applicable FRF and for internal control of management. Okay, preparation of financial statement and internal control. As management determines as necessary to enable the preparation of financial statement, data free from assessment whether due to fraud or error. Then second is assessing the entity ability to continue as a going concern. Uh, 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 Preparing the financial statements. Oh, preparing the financial statements in accordance with the applicable FRF and for such internal control as management determines is necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, because of possible effects of fraud on other aspects of the audit. Materiality does not apply to management's acknowledgement regarding its responsibility for the design, implementation, and maintenance of internal control and assessing the entity's ability to continue as a going concern and whether the use of going concern basis of accounting is appropriate as well as disclosing, if applicable, methods related to going concern. The explanation of management responsibility for this assessment shall include a description of when the use of going concern basis of accounting is appropriate. ऐसे 200 के अंदर explain किया है premise relating to responsibility of management and whether appropriate those charged with governance on which an audit in accordance with SS is conducted. Management and where appropriate those charged with government accept responsibility for the preparation of financial statements. Management also accepts responsibility for such internal control as it determines is necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material statements whether due to fraud or error. The description of management's responsibility in the auditor's report includes reference to four responsibilities as it helps to explain the user's premise on which an audit is conducted. SC 210 requires the auditor to agree management's responsibility in an engagement letter or other suitable form of oversight of the financial reporting process. The section of auditor's report should also identify those responsible for the oversight of the financial reporting process And those responsibilities for such oversight are different from management, in this case the heading of the section should also refer to those charged with governance or such term that is appropriate in context of the legal framework applicable to the entity. Dimension Limited is a company engaged in the manufacturing of detergent, razors, pipes, and accessories, etc. Also of the company. Explain how the paragraph related to management responsibility will come in the auditor's report. उनको बताने कि इनकी ऑडिट रिपोर्ट के अंदर मैनेजमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का जो पैराग्राफ होता है वो कैसे आएगा. तो मैनेजमेंट्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर द स्टैंड अलोन फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट का इसका हेडिंग हो जाएगी. The company's board of directors is responsible for the matters stated in section 134(5) of the Companies Act 2013 with respect of the preparation of this standalone financial statements that give a true and fair view of financial position, financial performance, and cash flow of the company. With I give true and fair view of financial position, financial performance, and cash flow of the company. or otherwise is appropriate to the content of the section, unless this other reporting responsibility address the same topics as those presented in the reporting responsibility required by the SS in case the other reporting responsibility may present in the same section of the related report elements. Signature: the author report shall be signed. The report is signed by the engagement partner in his personal name. Where the firm is appointed as the auditor, the report is signed in the personal name of auditor and in the name of audit firm. जहाँ पे firm appoint होगी वो करेंगे in the personal name of auditor and in the name of audit firm. जहाँ पे पार्टनर प्रोप्राइटर होंगे वो मेंशन करेंगे अपना मेंबरशिप नंबर जो आईसीए ने दिया है. They also include the registration number of the firm, whether applicable as allotted by SCI is the audit report signed by them. इसकी बात करें तो the audit report shall name specific location which is on in the city where the audit report is signed. City where the report is signed. इसकी बात करें तो audit report shall be dated not earlier than the date of audit report has obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence. All the statement and comparative financial statement, including the relevant notes, have been prepared. Those with the recognized authority have assured that they have taken responsibility for financial statement. The date of the auditor's report information, the user, the audit report has auditor report that the auditor has considered the effect of event and transaction of which the auditor become aware and that occurs up to that date. The auditor responsibility for events and transactions after the date. Responsibility after the date shall be addressed in SCF 560. UDIN, Unique Documentation Elimination Number. Hello guys, so first break 1 hour done. हाँ सी एम्बिशियस मैं लैपटॉप से पढ़ रही हूँ क्योंकि मैंने आज ही बुक्स ऑर्डर करी हैं एंड वो आने में टाइम लेंगी तो तब तक मैं ऑनलाइन पीडीएफ से पढ़ रही हूँ. सुंदर का मैंने बुक्स ऑर्डर कैसे करी है आप वीडियो में देख सकते हो. मैंने आज ही अपलोड करी है वो वीडियो, तो आप उसको चेकआउट कर सकते हो. वहाँ से आपको लाइव टाइम पता लग जाएगा कि मैंने कैसे ऑर्डर करी है. Okay, so I completed 22 pages. Yeah, 22 pages of this chapter and ऐसे 700 कंप्लीट हो गया. अब आई गेस कुछ इलस्ट्रेशंस है, टेस्ट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है एंड उसके बाद स्टार्ट है ऐसे 200. ऐसे 200 का रेफरेंस आई गेस बिकॉज वो हमारी सिलेबस में तो नहीं है. कुछ इलस्ट्रेशंस हैं उसके बाद आई गेस ऐसे 705 स्टार्ट होना चाहिए. ठीक है, मतलब मैं 22 तक कर चुकी हूँ एंड 34 तक उन्होंने उसको ब्रीफ करा है, उसको कंप्लीट करा है एंड एक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट पे दिखाई है। तो फिर नेक्स्ट मेरा शायद 34 से स्टार्ट होगा, बीच में थोड़ा सा देखने के बाद ऐसे 705 में स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। आई होप मैं इस चैप्टर को आज कंप्लीट कर पाऊँ, बिकॉज इसके अंदर है 101 पेजेस एंड अगर मैंने हाफ भी कंप्लीट नहीं करे हैं, आज कल में कंप्लीट कर लेंगे। आपका कितना हुआ है वैसे सिलेबस? मुझे तो 2 सब्जेक्ट में डर लग रहा है, 2 सब्जेक्ट नहीं है फिर भी G2 के। कोई बात नहीं, डरो मत, हो जाएगा। मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूँगी कुछ यूट्यूब चैनल्स जो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प करने वाले हैं। ऑडिट रिपोर्ट है, ऑडिट रिपोर्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट है। मेरा कितना सिलेबस हो गया, मेरा सिलेबस ना बहुत ज़्यादा आधा अधूरा चल रहा था जब तक मुझे यूट्यूब चैनल के बारे में पता नहीं लगा था, बट अब मैं उनके साथ चल रही हूँ, सो थोड़ा सा मेरा उस हिसाब से कवर हो रहा है। मैंने स्टार्ट करे थे पहले मैंने FM स्टार्ट करा था, बट FM मेरा बीच में छूट गया। फिर मैंने कॉस्ट स्टार्ट करा था, कॉस्ट भी बीच में छूट गया। फिर मैंने अब ऑडिट डेडिकेटेडली स्टार्ट कर दिया है। ऑडिट के साथ आई विल पिक माई कॉस्टिंग एंड स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट, क्योंकि स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट मुझे वैसे भी पसंद है। सो स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट में पढ़ूंगी, साथ साथ मैं पढ़ूंगी कॉस्ट। तो मेरा कॉस्ट एंड ऑडिट आई के साथ में कंप्लीट हो जाना चाहिए एंड स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट भी साथ साथ चलेगा। उसके बाद मैं एक प्रैक्टिकल और एक थ्योरी उठाऊंगी, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली FM एंड GST। लेट्स सी, अभी तो मेरा प्लान अभी के हिसाब से बोर्ड ग्रुप का है, बाकी पढ़ाई करते करते लेट्स सी कहाँ पे जाता है माइंड। कौन सी क्लास में हूँ? अननोन विलन, IMC इंटरमीडिएट। आपने RTP चेक किया क्या अभी जो May 24 के लिए है वो? नहीं, राइट नाउ मैंने चेक नहीं करा RTP। आपने चेक करा है? कैसा लेवल है? मैंने अभी चेकआउट नहीं करा है। FM के लिए नमित अरोड़ा सर का फास्ट ट्रैक ले लिया है, वेरी गुड, बहुत सही किया। आपने FM कहाँ से किया था वैसे? FM में कर रही हूँ, मैं KSD लर्निंग से कर रही हूँ वैसे। उनका बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स अपलोड है वहाँ से। RTP बोर्ड ग्रुप का ही अच्छा वाला है, MCQ केस बेस्ड, मस्त लेवल है, अच्छा है RTP का। ओके, मतलब अगर RTP का लेवल अच्छा है तो एग्ज़ाम का लेवल भी अच्छा होगा। वैसे भी एक्सपेक्टेड ही है कि अगर न्यू सिलेबस आया ना तो अच्छे लेवल के क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं। आपको नमित अरोड़ा सर का अच्छा नहीं लगा क्या FM के लिए? मैंने लिया नहीं है एक्चुअली CMBCS। ये सेशन कॉन्टीन्यूस बेसिस पे रहेगा? नहीं, ये कंप्लीट ये ख़त्म हो जाएगा 2-3 आवर्स में, जब मतलब मैं अगर पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ और कर रही होंगी, सो आई एंड द सेशन। CMBCS प्लीज़ मुझे इंस्टाग्राम पे DM कर दो। अशोक, राइट नाम सेटिंग इन माई ड्रॉइंग। चैतन्या, आई एम फ्रॉम दिल्ली। आप कहाँ से हो? चलो फिर से स्टार्ट करते हैं। कंटिन्यू करूँगी मैं चैप्टर 8 के साथ ही अपने। करा है मैंने CMBCS। मैंने एक्चुअली मैं अवेलेबल नहीं थी, मैंने आज ही सारे रिक्वेस्ट को एंड सारे मैसेजेस को रिप्लाई करा है। कमेंट्स रह गए हैं, कमेंट्स में आजकल मैं सारे देख के कर दूँगी। जो मोस्टली कमेंट्स थे ना, मैंने उनको रिप्लाई की जगह उनके ऊपर वीडियो बना दी, बिकॉज मोस्टली था बुक्स के ऊपर, रिगार्डिंग बुक्स की बुक्स कैसे ऑर्डर होगी। सो मैंने उसके ऊपर वीडियो बनाई, तो मोस्टली कमेंट्स का आंसर तो वहाँ पे हो गया है। बाकी जितने कमेंट्स हैं उनका आंसर भी मैं करूँगी, आज कल तक कर दूँगी। सो मैं काफ़ी एक्टिव रहती हूँ आप लोग के आंसर देने में, ऐसे मत बोलो। कॉस्टिंग कहाँ से, क्या कॉस्टिंग मैं कर रही हूँ फ्रॉम KSG लर्निंग। मैं सारे यूट्यूब चैनल आपसे शेयर करूँगी मोस्टली कल परसों में। नहीं एडवांस नहीं हुआ मेरा आपका, राइट नाउ आई एम फोकसिंग मेनली ऑन ग्रुप 2। वैसे सोचा तो बोर्ड ग्रुप का है, देखते हैं। ओके सी एम्बिशियस आई विल ट्राई। आज डे 1 हो गया, लेट्स सी कितना कंटिन्यू हो पाता है। एस एम मेरा ना मैंने स्टार्ट करा था, मैंने चैप्टर 1 से लेके 3 तक तो कर लिए थे, मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा बीच में लगे। क्वेश्चंस मेरे सिर्फ 1 के सॉल्व हुए हैं, तो मैंने अच्छे से फर्स्ट चैप्टर कर रखा है। एंड बाकी के बचे हुए रिमेनिंग 4 चैप्टर्स में से मैंने 2 चैप्टर्स रीड कर रखे हैं एंड 2 चैप्टर्स बचे हैं। स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट है चैतन्य, स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट एस। चलो गाइस लेट्स गेट बैक। अब मिलेंगे हम 4:30 बजे। ठीक है सी एम्बिशियस, ऐसा कर सकते हैं ट्राई। एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम है कि पढ़ाई तो मैं वैसे भी कर ही रही होती हूँ, सो लाइव आके पढ़ना इज़ नॉट अ बिग डील। बट मैं रात को ही लाइव ज़्यादा प्रेफर इसलिए करती हूँ बिकॉज सब सो रहे होते हैं तो थोड़ी शांति होती है, इधर उधर वाली चीज़ नहीं होती है। या जिनके मुझे भी लगा कि ग्रुप 2 कंपैरेटिवली ईजी है बिकॉज एडवांस अकाउंट्स के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा काउंटिंग, मतलब सारी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स डाल दी हैं। सो दैट्स वाई थोड़ी सी डिफ़िकल्टी लेवल ग्रुप 1 का बढ़ा दिया इन्होंने। ग्रुप 2 को ईजी नहीं बोलेंगे बट यार कंपैरेटिवली बोल सकते हो। ओके सी एम्बिशियस, तो अभी मैंने आज दिन में रखा, जैसा भी सबको कंफर्टेबल होगा उस टाइम पे कर लेंगे, बट कोई टाइम सेट नहीं करते हैं। मैं आपको और डेली अपडेट कर दिया करूँगी कम्युनिटी पोस्ट में। सो आप बेल आइकन भी प्रेस करके रख लो जिससे आपको अपडेट्स मिलते रहें। बाकी मैं स्केड्यूल कर दूँगी तो आपको वो आएगा यूट्यूब नोटिफिकेशन दे देगा। अरे दैट्स ग्रेट, घर पे रह रहे हो ना, उससे अच्छी क्या ही चीज़ हो सकती है। कोई बात नहीं। नहीं चंदन्या अकेले नहीं हूँ। So let's start.
चलो
notice that financial document that exists by the person presented themselves same and was misleading. Like OTP. That is unsecure essay also received number of complaint of signature of series being forged by non-series to curb the malpractices. The Professional Development Committee of Asia implemented in phase and also difficult to relate to the first forbidden is because of this. It's required to mention the UTIN with respect to each audit report being signed by Mrs. DUV and Associates are the statutory auditor of Venus Limited for financial year 2021-22. At the time of finalizing the audit report, one of the auditor member asked engagement partner CW to explain us how the audit report will be signed. Helps CW in explaining the same correct way of signing an audit report. Mrs. DUV and Associates, Chartered Accounting Firm Registration Number, Signature, Name of the member signing the audit report, Designation, Member Number, UDIN. पहले कंपनी का नाम, उसके बाद फॉर्म का नाम, पहले फॉर्म का नाम, फिर रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर, फिर सिग्नेचर, फिर नेम ऑफ मेंबर, डेजिग्नेशन, place of the initial end date. Natalie Thakur, a CE student, was pursuing audit report of a company. Her eyes fell on an 18-digit alphanumeric number stated at end of audit report below the signature of audit report and membership number. Make a understanding objective and significance of such a random generated number. Is it required to be stated in case of audit report only? UDIN. CA Mara Mimani has conducted audit of company. She has asked Sana, a CA student undergoing training in her office, to prepare draft audit report. Sana was part of engagement team conducting the audit. She has been further told to prepare after drafting para comprising unmodified opinions. Sana feels no need to provide basis for opinion. Discuss why her thinking is not proper. The 18-digit alphanumeric number noticed by her at the end of audit report is unique documentation identification number. It is a system-generated unique number. Its basic logic is to curb malpractitioner of non-CA impersonating themselves as CAs. It helps in securing reports and documents issued by practicing CAs. It is required to be stated in case of audit reports and certificates. Basis for opinion is of basic element of audit. Basis for opinion is one of basic element of an audit report in accordance with SA 700, even in cases where unmodified opinion is expressed by auditor. Basis for opinion has to be provided by auditor. Basis for opinion section provides context about auditor's opinion. Therefore, Sana's thinking is not proper. Basis for opinion section provides context about the auditor's opinion. Auditor's report prescribed by law or regulation. SS 200 explains that the auditor may be required to comply with legal or regulatory requirements in addition to essays when the differences between the legal or regulatory requirements and essays relate only to the layout and wording of the auditor's report. The requirements stated below on the points A to M set out the minimum elements to be included in the auditor's report to enable a reference to the standards on auditing. In those circumstances, the requirements stated in paragraph 3.1 above that are not included in points A to M need not to be applied. For example, the required ordering of the opinion and the basis of opinion section need not to be applied, where a specific requirement in a particular law or regulation do not conflict with essays. The layout and wording required by this essay assist users of the auditor's report in more readily recognizing the auditor's report as a part of an audit conducted in accordance with essays. If the auditor is required by law or regulations to use a specific layout or wordings of the auditor's report, the auditor's report shall refer to standards on auditing only if the auditor report includes a minimum each of the following elements: title, addressee, opinion, basis of opinion, an opinion section containing an expression of opinion on a financial statement in reference to the applicable financial reporting framework used to prepare the financial statement, and identification of the entities financial statement that have been audited. A financial statement that the auditor is independent of the entity in accordance with the relevant ethical requirement related to the audit and has fulfilled the auditor's other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements. The statement shall refer to the Code of Ethics issued by ICI, where applicable, a section that addresses and is not inconsistent with the reporting requirement relating to going concern as per SS 570. Where applicable, a basis for qualified opinion section that addresses and is not inconsistent with the reporting requirements relating to going concern as per SA 570 revised, where applicable, a section that includes information required by SA 701 or addition information about the audit that is prescribed by law or regulation and the addresses and is not inconsistent with the reporting requirement in the SS, a description of financial responsibility for the preparation of the financial statement that an identification of those responsible for the oversight of financial reporting framework. Auditor signature, place of signature, date of signature. Auditor's report on financial statement of a listed entity prepared in accordance with a fair presentation framework. For purposes of this illustration, auditor's report, the following circumstances are assumed: audit of a complete set of financial statement of a listed company using a fair presentation framework. The audit is not a group audit. ग्रुप ऑडिट मतलब SS 600 जो है वो अप्लाई नहीं हुआ है. The financial statements are prepared by management of the entity in accordance with the accounting standards prescribed under Section 133 of the Companies Act 2013. The terms of the audit engagement The terms of the audit engagement reflect the description of management's responsibility for the financial statement in SC 210. The auditor has concluded an unmodified or clean opinion is appropriate based on the audit evidence obtained. The relevant ethical requirement uh, that apply to the audit comprise the code of ethics issued by ICA together with the other relevant ethical requirement related to the audit, and the auditor refers to both. Based on the audit evidence obtained, the auditor has concluded that a material uncertainty does not exist related to events or conditions that may cast significant doubt on the entity's ability to continue as a going concern in accordance with SC 570. Okay, independent auditors report to members of ABC Company Limited report on audit of a standalone financial statement. पहले ओपिनियन आएगा जिसके अंदर बताएंगे कि we have audited a standalone financial statement of ABC Company Limited which comprise उसका क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं टाइटल क्या है which comprises the balance sheet as at 31st March 2000 dot and the statement of profit and loss and statement of cash flow for the year then ended and notes उसके बाद notes and summary के बारे में and notes the financial statement including a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. Okay, it's gonna conclude today in which I concluded the returns of the year ended on that date audited by the branch auditor of the company's branches located at. फिर उसके बाद ओपिनियन देंगे इन आर ओपिनियन एंड टू द बेस्ट ऑफ our information and according to the explanation given to us, the aforesaid standalone financial statement give the information required by the act in the manner so required and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India of the state of affairs of the company as at March 31st 2000 dash dash and profit or loss and its cash flow for the year ended on that date. Then basis for opinion, we conducted an audit in accordance with the standards of auditing specified under section 143(10) of the Companies Act. उसका अपनी responsibility बताएंगे कहाँ पर है. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. फिर बताएंगे कि हम independent हैं. We are independent of the company in accordance with the code of ethics issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, together with the legal requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statement under the provision of the Companies Act 2013 and the rules thereunder. And we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and code of ethics. उसके बाद बताएंगे जो हमने audit evidence हमको मिले हैं वो हमारी नज़र में sufficient and appropriate है. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. फिर की ऑडिट मैटर्स में आएगा कि ऑडिट मैटर्स आर दोज मैटर्स दैट in our professional judgment were of most significance in our audit of the financial statements of the current period. These matters were addressed in the context of the audit of the financial statement as whole and informing our opinion thereon, and we do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. उसका बताएंगे हम मैनेजमेंट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी for the standalone financial statements. The company's board of directors is responsible for the matters stated in section 134(5) of the Companies Act 2013 with respect to the preparation of these standalone financial statements, agreed or to inferior financial statements and said position and cash flow of the company in accordance with the accounting principles generally accepted in India, including the accounting standards verified under section 133 of the Act. Responsibility also includes maintenance of adequate accounting reports in accordance with the provision of the Act for safeguarding of assets of the company and for preventing and detecting frauds and other irregularities, selection and application of appropriate implementation and maintenance of accounting policies, making judgments and estimates that are reasonable and prudent, and design, implementation and maintenance of adequate internal financial controls that were operating effectively for ensuring the accuracy and completeness of the accounting records relevant to the preparation and presentation of the financial statement that give a true and fair view and are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. In preparation of financial statement, management is responsible for assigning the company's ability to continue as a concern, disclosing its application applicable matters related to going concern and using the going concern list for the final use case. Unless management either intend to liquidate the company or to cease operations or has no realistic alternative but do so. Those board of directors are also responsible for overseeing the company's financial reporting process. Auditor's responsibility for the audit of financial statements. उसका ऑडिटर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के बारे में आएगा. उसके बाद लास्ट में other matter, then other legal and regulatory requirement, then उसके बाद प्लेस, लोकेशन, सिग्नेचर, डेट. Modification to the opinion in the independent auditor's report. SS 705 Standards on Auditing. Modification to the opinion in the independent auditor's report deals with the auditor's responsibility to issue an appropriate report in circumstances when informing an opinion in accordance with SA 700. Forming an opinion and reporting on financial statement, the auditor concludes that a modification to the auditor's opinion on the financial statement is necessary. ऑडिट रिपोर्ट पे हम दो ओपिनियन दे सकते हैं, तो अनमॉडिफाइड ऑडिट रिपोर्ट होती है या फिर मॉडिफाइड ऑडिट रिपोर्ट होती है. मॉडिफाइड ऑडिट रिपोर्ट के अंदर हमारे पास एम्फेसिस ऑफ मैटर भी आता है एंड अदर मैटर भी आता है. एंड मॉडिफाइड रिपोर्ट जो होती है वो क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन भी हो सकता है, उसके अंदर एडवर्स ओपिनियन भी हो सकता है एंड डिस्क्लेमर ओपिनियन भी हो सकता है. देन this essay also deals with how the form and content of the auditor's report is affected when the auditor expresses a modified opinion. Circumstances when a modification to the auditor's opinion is required. The auditor shall modify the opinion in the audit report in the following circumstances. The auditor concludes that based on the audit evidences obtained, the financial statement as a whole are not free from material misstatement, या फिर the auditor is unable to obtain, या तो जो evidences मिले हैं उससे वो बता पा रहे हैं कि जो financial statement है वो free नहीं है, एज अ होल वो फ्री नहीं है फ्रॉम द मटेरियल स्टेटमेंट्स, या फिर उनको ऑब्टेन ही नहीं हुई हैं सफिशिएंट और अप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट एविडेंस जिससे वो कंक्लूड कर पाए कि फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स फ्री फ्रॉम मटेरियल स्टेटमेंट है. ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होते हैं ऑडिटर के? टू एक्सप्रेस क्लियरली and appropriately modified opinion. As per standard on auditing SA 705, modification to the opinion in the independent auditor's report, the objectivity of the auditor is to express clearly and appropriately modified opinion on the financial statement that is necessary when the auditor concludes, based on the audit evidence obtained, that the financial statement as a whole are not free from material misstatement, or the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to conclude that the financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement. Types of modified opinion: qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer opinion. क्वालिफाइड के अंदर होता है ऑडिटर हैविंग obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence conclude that misstatements are material but not pervasive. Misstatements are material but not pervasive. नॉट परवेसिव द ऑडिटर इज अनेबल, या तो उन्होंने ऑब्टेन करा है सफिशिएंट अप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट एविडेंस और कंक्लूड करे कि जो मिसस्टेटमेंट्स है वो मटेरियल है लेकिन परवेसिव नहीं है, या तो वो अनेबल टू ऑब्टेन सफिशिएंट अप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट एविडेंस है और ऑन द बेस ऑफ ओपिनियन, बट वो कंक्लूड कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे पॉसिबल इफेक्ट है ऑन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, यहाँ पे पॉसिबल इफेक्ट है ऑन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट कि जो मिसस्टेटमेंट है कुड बी मटेरियल बट नॉट परवेसिव, या तो उन्होंने ऑब्टेन कर लिए हैं या फिर वो अनेबल टू ऑब्टेन है, बट द ऑडिटर कैन कंक्लूड दैट there is a possible effect that the misstatements are material but not pervasive. देन बात करें कि मटेरियल एज वेल एज परवेसिव एडवर्स ओपिनियन में अगर हमको मिसस्टेटमेंट मिल गई है एंड वो मटेरियल एंड परवेसिव है तो वो एडवर्स में जाएगी, बट मिसस्टेटमेंट नहीं मिली है बट हमको लगता है कि वो मटेरियल एंड परवेसिव है तो वो डिस्क्लेमर में जाएगी. The auditor shall express an adverse opinion when the auditor, having obtained significant and appropriate audit evidence, conclude that the misstatement individually or in aggregate, या तो individual हो या in aggregate हो, both material and pervasive है. उसके बाद बात करें जो डिस्क्लेमर की, तो ऑडिटर शेल डिस्क्लेम एन ओपिनियन when he is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, and फिर भी वो conclude कर रहा है on the possible effect कि जो possible effect कि जो financial statements है could be both material and pervasive. Okay. सबसे पहले क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन की बात करें तो फिर ऑडिटर शेल एक्सप्रेस द क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन व्हेन या तो ऑब्टेन हो गए हो या फिर अनेबल टू ऑब्टेन, तो पॉसिबल इफेक्ट देख के हम बता सकते हैं कि कुड बी मटेरियल नॉट परवेसिव. Illustration. Super Duper Limited is a company engaged in the manufacturing of office furniture. Messrs. Young, Old and Associates are the statutory auditor of the company for financial year 2021-22. During the year under audit, the engagement partners CA Young noticed that the company has not bifurcated its loan into long-term and short-term. CA Young understand that the such misstatement is not pervasive through the same is material. इस line से we know that it's a qualified. We will give a qualified opinion. Mrs. Mrs. Young and Young, Old and Associates should give a qualified opinion as the effect of the misstatement on account of not bifurcation of loan into long term and short term is material but not pervasive. So he will give a qualified opinion. उसके बाद बात आती है नेक्स्ट definition of pervasive. It's important. A term used in the context of misstatement to describe the effect of the financial statement of misstatement or the possible effect on the financial statement of misstatement, if any, that an undetected due to an inability to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Pervasive effect on the financial statement are those that, in the auditor judgment, are not confined to specific elements, accounts, or items of the financial statement. If so confined, represent or could represent the substantial portion of the financial statement in relation to disclosure are fundamental to users' understanding of the financial statement. Illustration 10. Messrs. Taj, Raj and Associates are the statutory auditor of Pollex Limited, engaged in the manufacturing of premium watches for the financial year 21-22. During the course of audit, CA Taj, the engagement partner, found that the stocks and debtors of the company constituting about 80% of the total assets of the company are not realizable. Further, the cashier of the company has committed a fraud during the year under audit. Both the facts are not reflecting in the financial statement of the financial year. Accordingly, CA is of the view that the impact of both the situation of the financial statements is material and pervasive, and thus the financial statements represent a distorted view of the state of affair of the company. Explain the reporting requirement of CA. The auditor shall express an adverse opinion when the auditor, having obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence, conclude that misstatement individually or in aggregate are both material and pervasive to the financial statement. In the case Pollex Limited, CA found that case stocks and debtor of the company constituting about 80% of total assets of the company are not realizable. Further, the cashier of the company has committed a fraud during the year under audit. Such situations are not reflected in the financial statements of the company, despite having a material and pervasive impact on the financial statement. As such, CATR should give an adverse opinion. Further, CATR should also consider reporting responsibilities under CARO and Section 143(12) of the Companies Act. Disclaimer opinion. Delightful Limited is a company engaged in the production of smiley balls. During the financial year 21-22, the company transferred its accounts to computerized system from manual system of accounts. Since the employees of the company were not well versed with the SAP system, there were many errors in the accounting during the transition period. As such, the statutory auditor of the company were not able to extract correct data and report from the system. Such data was not available manually also. Further, the employees and the management of the company were not supportive in providing the requisite information to the audit team. Explain the kind of audit report that the statutory auditor of the company should issue in this case. When the statutory auditor of the company is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, the auditor should give disclaimer of opinion as per Essay 705. In the present case, the statutory auditor of the company is unable to extract correct data and the report from the SAP system for conduct of audit. Also, such data and report are not available manually. As such, the statutory auditor of Delightful Limited should give a disclaimer of opinion. Which type of opinion is appropriate? The decision regarding which type of modified opinion is appropriate depends on the nature of the matter giving rise to the modification, that is, whether the financial statement are materially misstated, or in the case of an inability to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, may be materially misstated. The auditor's judgment about the pervasiveness of the effect of possible matters of the matter on the financial statement. Consequences of an inability to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence due to a management imposed limitation after the auditor has accepted the engagement. Automated paragraph. Communicating. KAM. Statement. Audit of bench office count. Accepted class. inability to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence due to the administrative process limitation after the auditor has accepted engagement. If after accepting the engagement, the auditor becomes aware that the management has imposed a limitation on the scope of the audit that the auditor considered is likely to result in the need to express a qualified opinion or to disclaim an opinion or financial statement, the auditor shall request the management to तो रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे टू रिमूव द लिमिटेशन, या फिर मैनेजमेंट ने रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया तो रिमूव द, इफ़ द मैनेजमेंट रिफ्यूज़ टू रिमूव द limitation, auditor shall communicate the matter to the those charged with governance unless all of those charged with governance are involved in managing the entity and determine whether it is possible to perform alternative procedure to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. If auditor is unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, the auditor shall determine the implication as follow. If auditor conclude that the possible effect of the financial statements of underlying statement, if any, could be material but not pervasive, the auditor shall qualify the opinion. Or if the auditor conclude that the possible effect on a financial statement of undetected misstatement, if any, could be both material and pervasive, so that a qualification of the opinion should be inadequate to communicate the gravity of the situation, the auditor should withdraw from the audit where practicable and possible under applicable law or regulation. If withdrawal from the audit before issuing the audit report is not practicable or possible, disclaim an opinion on the financial statement. If the auditor withdraws as contemplated by point B1 above, before withdrawing the audit shall communicate before withdrawing auditor shall communicate to those charged with governance any matter regarding the statement identified during the audit that would have given rise to a modification of the opinion. CA Saras Bhai Patel, while conducting audit of an entity, feels that there is an atmosphere of non-cooperation all around. He has not been provided with necessary support for attending inventory count process of entity as at year end. Besides, CFO is not provided. CFO was not providing him present addresses of customers as well as suppliers for sending external confirmation. Even email IDs have not been provided on the pretext of business confidentiality. He was not able to verify revenues of entity due to lack of complete detail for verification expenses. He has been asked for bills on the same sample basis, but staff has been making lame excuses. The matter was brought to knowledge of higher management but of no avail. The auditor feels that there could be misstatements and their possible effect would material and affect many aspects of the financial statement. Assuming it is not possible to withdraw from engagement, what type of opinion should express by auditor? Disclaimer. इसका इन्होंने वो बनाया है पहले फ्लो चार्ट की इनएबिलिटी टू ऑब्टेन सफिशिएंट अप्रोप्रिएट ऑडिट एविडेंस है। उन्होंने रिक्वेस्ट किया मैनेजमेंट को कि रिमूव कर दो लिमिटेशन को। मैनेजमेंट ने रिमूव कर दी लिमिटेशन को तो प्रोसीड करेंगे मॉडरेट प्रोसीजर के साथ। अगर उन्होंने रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया तो कम्युनिकेट करेंगे हम विद दोज चार्ज विद गवर्नेंस और परफॉर्म करेंगे ऑल्टरनेटिव प्रोसीजर। स्टिल अगर अनेबल है ऑब्टेन करने के सफिशिएंट एंड ऑडिट एविडेंस को, तो पॉसिबल इफेक्ट जो है वो मटेरियल है बट नॉट परवेसिव, तो क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन दे दो। और पॉसिबल इफेक्ट का मटेरियल एंड परवेसिव है तो विदड्रॉ कर लो फ्रॉम द ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट या फिर डिस्क्लेमर ओपिनियन दे दो। Mrs. Daisy and Associates are the statutory auditor of Zebra Limited for the financial year 21-22. CA Daisy, the engagement partner, wants to verify the cash in hand as on 31st March 2022. The cash balance of the company as on 31st March 2022 is 1 lakh and the turnover of the company for the year is 6 crore. The management of the company informs CA Daisy that such cash verification is not possible as the cashier is on leave for his marriage, and no other employee of the company is available as all are busy in year ending activities. Explain the relevant provisions to deal with such situation. If after accepting the engagement, the auditor becomes aware that the management has imposed a limitation on the scope of audit, the auditor considers is likely to result in the need to express a qualified opinion or to disclaim an opinion or financial statement. The auditor shall request the management to remove the limitation. In the present case, CA Daisy, the statutory auditor, is unable to verify the cash in hand of Zebra Limited as on the 1st March. The same is due to the limitation imposed by the management of Zebra Limited, which is due to the non-availability of the cashier. In such situations, CA Daisy should perform alternative procedure to verify the cash on the hand of the company. Further, CA Daisy should consider the impact of the on the auditor's report and may consider issuing qualified opinion in this case. Form and content of the auditor's report when the opinion is modified. When the auditor modifies the opinion, the auditor shall use the heading qualified opinion, adverse opinion, or disclaimed opinion as appropriate. क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन के अंदर आएगा when the auditor expresses a qualified opinion due to material misstatement in such financial statement, auditor shall state that in the auditor's opinion, except for the effect of the matters described in the basis for qualified opinion section. When reporting in accordance with a fair presentation framework, the company financial statement present fairly in all material aspect, give a true and fair view of debt in accordance with the applicable financial framework. When reporting in accordance with a compliance framework, the accompanying financial statements have been prepared in all material respects in accordance with applicable financial framework. When the modification arises from an inability to obtain sufficient appropriate evidence, the auditor shall use the corresponding phrase except for the possible effect of the matter for the modified opinion. For adverse opinion, when the auditor expresses an adverse opinion, the auditor shall state in the auditor's opinion because of the significance of the matter described in the basis for adverse opinion section. When reporting in is when reporting in accordance with a financial presentation framework, the accompanying financial statement do not present fairly in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. When reporting in accordance with the compliance framework, the company financial statement has not been prepared in all material respect in accordance with the applicable financial framework. Disclaimer में चेंज हो जाएगा when the auditor's claim an opinion due to inability to obtain sufficient proof state that auditor does not express an opinion, उसने express ही नहीं करा opinion on the company financial statement, state that because of the significance of the matter described in the basis for disclaimer of opinion section, the auditor has not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to provide a basis for an audit opinion on the financial statement. Amend the statement required by SA 700, which indicates that a financial statement have been audited, to state that the auditor was engaged to audit the financial statement. Basis for opinion. When the auditor modifies the opinion of financial statement, the auditor shall, in addition to the specific elements required by the SA 700 revised. Mrs. Sun, Moon and Associates are the statutory auditor of Venus Limited for financial year 21-22, owing to the pervasive nature of middle misstatement of financial statement of the company. CA Moon, the engaging partner, decided to give an adverse opinion. Explain the responsibility of CA Moon with respect to communication with those charged with governance. CA Moon, being the statutory auditor of Venus Limited, should communicate with those charged with governance about the circumstances that lead to the expected modification, that is, adverse opinion. Further, the wording of such modification also needs to be discussed. Hello guys. So I'm done with essay 700 and 705. हमारा 4:30 ब्रेक होना था बट मेरा पार्ट कंप्लीट हो गया है पहले एंड ये सेट नहीं हो रहा है. वेट अ सेकंड. Now I guess it's not done. हेलो सलोनी, हाउ आर यू? आपके कैसे गए फाउंडेशन के एग्ज़ाम्स? आई गेस आप फाउंडेशन में थे ना? राइट नाउ आई एम स्टडिंग फॉर बोथ द ग्रुप्स. बाकी अभी मैं फाइनली डिसाइड करूँगी व्हेन आई फिल माई एग्ज़ाम फॉर्म. बाकी राइट नाउ तो आई मेन फोकसिंग ऑन दिस. Oh, it's so hard to... ओके, ये सेट नहीं हो रहा है. अटक गया. ओ शिट. ओके, लेट्स लीव. आप लोग बताओ, आप लोग की स्टडीज़ कैसी चल रही है? एंड जो आपने आज स्टार्ट करा वो कंप्लीट हो गया? हम 2 आवर्स की लाइव को कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं, मतलब 2 आवर्स 30 मिनट्स. उसके अंदर आई गेस हम 2 घंटे पढ़ चुके हैं. एंड नाउ आई एम थिंकिंग टू एंड अ लाइव. मैं ऑडिट का लेक्चर देखूँ क्योंकि मैं सेल्फ स्टडी करके बहुत ज़्यादा थक चुकी हूँ एंड मुझे इतनी आदत नहीं है बुक रीडिंग की. बट लिटरली मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा क्योंकि मैं 2 स्टैंडर्ड्स कंप्लीट कर चुकी हूँ जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट भी हैं. सो ठीक है, आई ट्राई कि रोज़ हम कर पाएँ, 1 घंटे की ही चाहे बट सेशंस रोज़ कर पाएँ, लाइव सेशंस. सो आप उसमें जुड़ना मत भूलना. एंड आज का सेशन यहीं पे एंड करते हैं. हेलो सलोनी. ठीक हूँ मैं, आप कैसे हो? बढ़िया. विथ स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ ऑडिटिंग? SA 700 and SA 705. या मेरे भी यही व्यूज़ है कि अकाउंट्स उन लोगों ने थोड़ी सी डिफ़िकल्ट कर दिया बिकॉज उन्होंने सारे ही अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स उसके अंदर डाल दिए हैं. MCQs कौन से नहीं आ रहे हैं अभी? फटाफट बताओ, देन विल एंड द लाइव एंड आप मेरे दूसरे वाले चैनल को भी फॉलो कर सकते हो, कांक्षा ब्लॉग के नाम से। वहाँ पे यू कैन सी द रियल मी, थोड़ा पर्सनल चैनल है वो। हाँ हाँ, अजिंक्य, वो एमसीक्यूज़ में अभी फिर से स्टार्ट कर दूँगी। वो तो मैंने एग्ज़ाम से पहले स्टार्ट करे थे कि डेली प्रैक्टिस हो जाए। मैं अगर इफ़ यू वांट तो मैं फिर से स्टार्ट कर दूँगी उनको। कोई बात नहीं, मुझे भी लाइक मेरे को 2-3 डेज दो, मैं आपके साथ इतने अच्छे टीचर्स शेयर करने वाली हूँ जो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प कर देंगे। अगर आप सेल्फ स्टडी भी कर रहे हो या फिर आप क्लासेस ले चुके हो तो वेल एंड गुड। इतने आप सारे अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ चैनल को शेयर कर दो जिससे वो भी सब्सक्राइब करके बेल बटन को प्रेस कर ले। नो नो, मंजारी मेरा ग्रुप क्लियर नहीं हुआ एंड आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सी इंटरमीडिएट। नाउ लेट्स मीट टुमारो। अभी के लिए लाइव एंड करती हूँ, वैसे ही मेरा कैमरा यहाँ पे सेट नहीं हो रहा है, ना ही आज लाइटिंग बैठी है। कल थोड़ा सा चेंज करेंगे। तो फिर लेट्स मीट टुमारो एंड अभी के लिए बाय बाय। कल भी ज्वाइन हो जाना। टाइमिंग्स क्या रहेंगे वो मैं कम्युनिटी पोस्ट पे बता दूँगी, सो वहाँ पे प्लीज़ अपडेटेड रहना। बाकी मैं अगर लाइव को स्केड्यूल कर दूँगी तो आई गेस आपके पास उसका नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगी। बाकी टेलीग्राम पे ज्वाइन हो जाए, मैं वहाँ पे भी अपडेट कर दूँगी। जुड़े रहो हर जगह से। आई लेट यू नो। ठीक है, अब मिलते हैं कल, तब तक बाय बाय, टेक केयर ऑफ़ योर सेल्फ, बाय बाय। एंड कर रही हूँ मैं लाइव। ओके।